Welcome to Elevate Alpha. Let me hit you with something real. Failure isn't the end. It's the ignition, the fire starter, the thing that breaks you open so the best version of you can finally come out. So if you failed lately, lost that job, screwed up that relationship, quit on a dream, good. You're in the perfect place to rise. But here's the question. Will you let it define you, or will you let it refine you? Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I should be further by now? Do you carry around the quiet regret of wasted time, or worse, wasted potential? And are you stuck in a loop, afraid to try again because the last time hurt too much? Yeah, I feel you, but you're not broken, you're becoming. Let's talk about how to turn your failures into the exact fuel that will drive you toward a version of yourself that right now you can barely even imagine. The lie of failure. We grow up believing failure is shameful, that if we fall short, we're weak, stupid, lazy, unworthy. But that's a lie. In American culture especially, we love a comeback story. Rocky, Jordan, Oprah, Steve Jobs. All of them failed. All of them were doubted. All of them were told, you're done. And yet they used it. You know what separates them from everyone else? They didn't avoid the pain. They used the pain. Failure was their fuel. Your pain has a purpose. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a man in his 30s who was dead broke, living in a crummy apartment, divorced, depressed, and at rock bottom. He wanted to be a writer, but nobody cared. Every publisher rejected his work, but he kept writing. At one point, he was so poor, he wrote in cafes because he couldn't afford heat at home. That man was J.K. Rowling's male counterpart, Stephen King. He threw his first manuscript in the trash. His wife had to fish it out. That trash became Carrie, his first published novel. His failure wasn't failure. It was his refining fire. And yours can be too. Why you feel stuck after failing? Here's some psychology for you. Your brain is wired to avoid pain and seek safety. So when you fail, it remembers the emotional sting and builds mental walls to protect you. That's why you procrastinate, why you make excuses, why you keep watching how to be successful videos but don't act. It's not because you're lazy. It's because your brain is running on fear-based autopilot. But here's the wild part. Neuroscience shows we can rewire that fear. According to research from Stanford, people who reframe failure as feedback actually increase motivation and grit over time. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about seeing truthfully. This didn't work, but I did learn. That relationship failed, but I now understand what I need. I lost, so I can fight smarter next time. Let's be brutally honest here. The biggest threat to your growth isn't failure. It's comfort. Because comfort whispers, it's fine. Stay here, don't risk it again. You don't want to feel that again. But that voice, that's the voice of slow death. There's a quote I want you to tattoo on your brain. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. You weren't built to sit in comfort, scrolling endlessly, numbing your regret with distractions. You were built to go out there, fail forward, and rise harder than ever. Practical ways to turn failure into fuel. Let's get real actionable now. Here are 5 science-backed, soul-aligned steps to transform failure into power. 1. Write the failure letter, therapeutic psychology tool. Take 15 minutes. Write a letter to your past self explaining what happened, why it hurt, what you learned, and what you forgive yourself for. This activates your brain's emotional regulation centers and clears mental residue that holds you back. 2. Conduct a failure audit. This is not self-shaming. Grab a pen. List 3 things that went wrong, and beside each write, what did I learn? What would I do differently next time? This shifts your identity from victim to strategist. 3. Move your body, move your mind. According to Harvard research, physical movement directly impacts emotional resilience. Failure creates emotional tension. Movement releases it. Go for a hard run, hit the gym. Do push-ups till your arms shake. Feel your body say, I can still fight. 4. Anchor a new identity. Write this down. I am not my failure. I am the one who learns, adapts, and rises. Repeat it out loud every day. Why? Because identity drives action. If you see yourself as a failure, you'll act like one. If you see yourself as a fighter, you'll act like one too. 5. Create a momentum ritual. Every morning, do one small action toward redemption. One cold shower, one sales call, one rejection email, one push-up. It's not about size, it's about motion. As James Clear said in Atomic Habits, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Imagine this. You're in a dark cave, no light, just cold fear, silence. But in your hand you have a match. Failure handed it to you. You can do 2 things. 1. Curse the darkness. 2. Or strike the match and light your path forward. You see, your failure is the flint, but the fire, that's you. Look, I don't know what you've been through. Maybe you failed your parents' expectations. Maybe you failed yourself. Maybe you lost something so deeply important, it broke you. But here's what I do know. You're still here, you're still breathing. And that means you're not done. This isn't the end of your story. This is the middle chapter. And in every great story, the hero falls before they rise. This is your rise. So here's what I want from you. Not a like, not a comment, not even a subscribe. I want a promise. Right now, decide. Will you let this failure define you? Or will you use it as fuel to ignite your next chapter? Write in the comments, I rise from this. Say it, mean it, claim it. Because the only thing more powerful than someone who's never failed is someone who has and refuses to stay down. This is Elevate Alpha. Now go elevate yourself.